you know about this here?
Is that menace to society? Yeah, yeah.
It's 10 minutes. Hold up, wait till that beat drop though. You youngsters don't know nothing about this.
Menace to society.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how we rolling in on this one. All right, so let's get into it. Tony B for Profit.
It's your boy, Mr. I Buy Houses.
Now we got that in by, man. We did our dynamic marketing strategies, whether it was an open house or whatever, but we got somebody that's committed, that's ready to buy the property.
Okay.
So how do we lock them up?
Well, first of all, you gotta make sure you bring your contract that day. When you showing your end buyer, or you might be having an open house or whatever you're having, but you gotta make sure you have that assignment of contract, okay,
Right.
to that end buyer.
Okay. Assignment of contract. So once we do that and he's signed and he's cool with it and everything, he or she's cool with it, do we collect some money from him?
Yeah, we gotta make sure that we get a non-refundable deposit. I'll let you talk about the non-refundable deposit and why we get it.
So a non-refundable deposit is obviously one. It shows a level of commitment. It allows us to be able to take the property off the market comfortably, knowing that we have someone who's willing to put up some money, a non-refundable deposit that's willing to put up some money for the property. So it's not an earnest money deposit.
Two different things.
Yeah, in this situation, it's called a non-refundable deposit, and that's part of your assignment fee. So once we do that, obviously, we can keep that, or we can just even, allow the title company to hold it. Depends on how comfortable they are, but we typically have a policy where we just hold it ourselves.
Yeah.
So now, if there was pushback or anything, we don't have an issue allowing the title company to hold it. But just as long as we're clear on it that it's a non-refundable deposit.
We've been in that situation before.
Right. So and typically we have the contract, it goes directly to the title company.
Mhm.
So that's another thing, and then the title company from there, they set a specific closing date that's convenient to all parties. So, that's why we do the non-refundable deposit.
Yes.
So we collect that cash or we collect that cashier's check.
That's
Actually, we've had them write a check as well. So I guess we
Check.
don't mind to some degree.
But we want to do
Yeah.
it because they can always cancel the check and see what happens with a check is. Say for instance, me or Tony don't go cash it that day. They want to back out of the deal
Right.
that next day.
Right.
All they got to do is put a stop to the check.
Right.
And we've lost some buyers that was there earlier that we could have
We
sold
could easily
to. Yeah.
sold property.
So we want to make
Okay.
sure that we do a cashier's check, money order, or cash.
Okay, so what are some of the questions that you might want to ask your cash buyer?
Well, I want to ask them, number one, how is he closing? Are you using cash? Are you using transactional funding? Are you using hard money loan,
Okay.
private?
Okay.
So you want to know those things because that also gives you a time frame of how fast they will be able to close. Some private lenders,
Okay.
some hard money lenders, when you've been doing it a while, they
Right.
take different times to close. They'll tell you one thing, but then it might be 2 weeks later when they're closing.
So would you typically want to do someone that wants to do a conventional loan?
We can. We
Okay.
can. Only thing with a conventional loan is you just gotta wait until probably 30 days. The conventional loan is gonna be more red tape.
Right.
Definitely,
Okay.
it's gonna be more red tape. So you're gonna have to get appraisals and all this other stuff.
Right.
And if you're dealing with a dilapidated property, conventional probably won't let you get it. Now, some wholesale deals, not all wholesale deals are dilapidated property.
Right,
We know
right,
that.
right.
Some wholesale deals are good properties that will actually pass inspection for conventional FHA or whatever.
Right.
So
Okay.
we'll definitely do that, especially to get the high price.
Right. So I mean, sometimes it's good for a higher price, or remember up front when you're talking to the seller, when you're getting them under contract, you're letting them know it's going to be a quick process. So typically, when you're doing a conventional loan, it's 30 days or more usually. So and that kind of negates what you kind of told the seller
Right.
initially.
Right.
However, you may want to give them a carrot. If it's actually you're actually gonna be able to gain more money.
Right.
From the process of doing that. But typically, we deal with a lot of cash buyers, just to go ahead and move the property. that can close within less than two weeks at least.
Right.
So,
and how fast they will close or want to close is definitely a question.
Right. So now that you got your cash buyer, you submit it to the title company, they've set a closing. So how do you know when the property's closed? What's the process of that?
It's a whole nother
We'll
deal.
see that on the next video.
Number 10,